Testing audio. Testing audio. Okay. Yeah. I'm just logging back in. I had to reinstall some stuff yesterday and just had to sign back in. I had to wipe cookies and all that for Twitch here too. So I just had to sign back into the dashboard. Hold on here a minute. I haven't actually looked at most of my messages or anything yet today. I got something to respond to quick. Gotta respond to this. What else? I should have checked this before streaming. And the cat to not jump on the keyboard. No. I want to do some elite queues today. I don't want to do this HSE ISA stuff for the entire day. I want to go do a Korfez here, Junior Gauntlet, you know, some of the other elites. Space elites, that is. I'm just gonna finish typing this stuff up here. Check and see if there's any other things I missed in the email. Let's see. I'm gonna probably just stick with my disruptors. I personally prefer the disruptor loadout on this ship. But with the pure rapid fire, the Polaron's also pretty nice. Speaking of, I need to go upgrade some Polaron TAC consoles. I've got some of the colony ones that I picked up last week, and with the Phoenix I now have upgrades to actually use. And I keep running out of unrefined on this character. I need to do Admiralty more and actually stick to it. Good thing is these TAC consoles don't take too much. But it's gonna be one of those where it's gonna burn through a few for me. There's one. I'll go through with a Polaron build once I get these all upgraded. I'd prefer to use Polaron anyways for the pure rapid fire, because the Lucari dual cannon's so good. If you need a map invite, like if your fleet has the provisions, which are those? Let me slot these quick. What is it? Yeah, it's these renewable provisions. If you have those, all you need is a map invite. It's like most of the other fleet items. I really wish it would keep both the upgrade and the boost just slotted. Gets a bit annoying to have to reslot them both constantly. One more. Usually I like to try to get up around 10-12% on the enchants to improve, and then I swap over to the tech boosters. I know some people prefer to go up to around 15, but usually I just do this during like the upgrade events, and usually I have them pop right around 10 to 15. That's those 5 consoles. Let me get this stuff back in here. Oh, console. I'm gonna put it out on Discord that I'm streaming. Okay. Oh, you just picked up the Juggernaut? Yeah. Yep. I was gonna grab something, but I don't remember what. Yeah, it's a ship that they put in a pack. They knew that a lot of people were gonna spend a lot of money to go get. because the stats on it are just so good. For the current meta players, anyone chasing high DPS numbers, it's such a crazy good shit. Felt like I had a pull run weapon I had put somewhere. Oh well. Okay, I'm gonna swap off this very nice disruptor setup and go to Polaron. And because I'm gonna be running some elite queues, I'm gonna go very, very survivability focused and run quite a few of these colony attack consoles. Where are they on this list? Oh, they're just the last few. It makes it easier to find them. 3 should be enough. Then I'll do just the regular Polaron consoles. I'll do 3 and 3. Then for the other console, it's such a shame this console, the one off the Manassa, the Polaron Barrage Launcher, it's such a shame that it's such a poor performing console, because that one would be really nice to be able to actually slot and get something out of. Unfortunately, it's one of those where it just isn't buffed enough by stuff. And for this other console, the DPRM 2-piece with the NX console only buffs Phaser, Disruptor, Plasma, so being Polaron, I'm just going to take the NX console off. I'll do the Gamma 2-piece. Let me see if I can find another VOD War cannon here quick. Run a full set of those. This wide arc, it's okay, but I'd rather just have another VOD War on. $15 million for a Mark 15 Polaron dual heavy cannon. Okay then. It's actually a really good deal. And it went to the perfect mods in one roll. Great. Now if only that luck would carry over to lockboxes for me again. And I guess just to keep the theme going, see if I can grab one more VOD War turret. Lucari? Or no, the... But which one are you talking about, Ranger? I need to craft some batteries quick too while I'm here. Let's see. Guess I'll just upgrade this. I need to grab some of these accelerators back out. There we go. It's mostly a themed build then. If only the other VOD War consoles would be worth slotting, I'd actually run them. And the Domino I might actually drop. The issue with the Domino, if I'm running pure rapid fire, is it's truly only a 10, maybe 12 second buff, because on Elite you're going to kill another target in that time, sure, but you're not going to be able to get it up to 30 seconds uptime like AoE builds can. So I might drop that. I don't know, we'll see. Gonna beam up, make sure everything's in place. Is there a ton of delay? The stream too? Wonder. Because I just realized I'm still on a VPN. So hopefully the packet loss and all that from that isn't too bad. Thought I turned that off, but I guess not. Guess I could do tag team. I'm getting used to them running without it though now. If I had the Gamma Omni, I might run that and then just keep the MAS on, but I don't have the Omni, I only have the turret, and I don't have enough Gamma marks to go grab the others, so just gonna leave it with this for now. Rest of the buff layout's fine. Okay, I think that's everything then for this. I just need to get this temporal rep up to T6. I'm going to call out for a Korfez. T6 temporal puller on yet? No, I have not. I do not have temporal at tier 6 yet. I'm very close, but I just kept running out of marks, and I should have farmed a few more of the Tholian red alerts. Like, right now I'm like 16 marks off of being able to complete it, I believe it was. Yeah, 49, and I'll need 65, so just need to grab 16 more. Also, let me know too if the quality seems a bit lower than normal, because I was an idiot and started the stream while I was still connected to a VPN and forgot about it. just the fun part of trying to find people that can actually run the queue and that want to run the queue. Okay. I guess I'll try in 75, because we're not getting that last person in the higher channels. Ranger, where are you at? Get in here with your tort build, see what happens. The delay seems to only be about 20 seconds, so it's not too bad. Okay, I'll spam them the channels yet again. The issue with the Korfez is it has a high DPS requirement now. You need 100 to 150k DPS per player if you're basing off of ISA DPS. And there's not many people in the game that can do that, even though, like, to a lot of people, 100k is a high number, but comparably, you've got people doing 200-300k, so it's... I'd like to say it's more upper mid-range than like high-end, but there's just so few people in the game that I can actually even hit 100. It's crazy. Thank you for the follow. I still have issue pronouncing names. Yaski there. I like the quality of your streams and that poor light bulb the other day. I'm glad to hear that you got everything worked out with your Steam account and all that. Issues like that are never fun. When I see this message pop up, that one right there, this person just won an Undine Nicor warship. This means they were opening the original Undine lockbox. Okay? The question is why? That is tossing money away. That is simply all that is. The Infinity lockbox pops those ships out in the T5 box, which is like a 5% drop rate or something like that. It's an absurdly high drop rate compared to opening the original lockbox, which still has the 0.5% chance drop rate, where it is the grand prize. With Infinity, it's a secondary prize. There we go. Fortunately, Hippie, you got beat by just a few seconds. Yeah. Oh, follower mode. Oh, yeah. That's my bad. Let me go turn that off. There was some guy in here the other day spamming the gold seller stuff. So I had to do something because he kept making new accounts. Let me go find where that is here again. There we go. Sorry about that. Hello, Bridger. There we go. The followers only mode is disabled. It was because the last stream I did, that the Hicks guy was in here making new accounts, spamming gold seller stuff like mad. Just gonna go close this door quick before I get this started. Okay, is that... I've got 3 Rs. Hello, Apollo. I don't have... Yep, there we go. That is, once this thing decides to start, we'll go in. Hello, Galva. Yeah, Agent. Everyone can watch us fail this. That Iconian shield? No, that's Dyson. That's Dyson up there. Nice thing with this Lucari shield is it helps, it makes it glow a little bit so you can see it a bit easier in these slower maps. You know, I've been swapping between them. Calm Before the Storm, Preferential Targeting, both solid options. Hello, Yoski. Probably mispronouncing your name and I'm sorry for that. I'm dead. Ouch. We're gonna slot a few more of these colony consoles, see if they help. It's these Polaron Barrages. I want that type of Polaron Barrage, but unfortunately the player version is not quite that good. We have enough DPS here. We have one person doing really low deeps. I think we're gonna have to potentially warp here. We've got one person doing nothing DPS wise, and Benthans, you need every single person doing enough DPS or it will fail. I'm gonna go far right. Yeah. I tried to hit my DPRM, but it just didn't activate. If you're in this and listening, use your protomatter on the Benthans to heal them. If any get really low. Okay, I need to run down here and see what's not being protected. Right now, this is more of a test of can Korfez be four-manned. No offense to our fifth here, it's just there is a DPS requirement, and we do not have everyone doing that DPS. I have not, but I know some people in the past have done the full grab well. Oh boy, we got a mess over here. Oh, we got it. Wow. I have no idea how. Okay, we've got this. We got Solar Station. That's one of the easiest pops you can get. Yeah, Agent, we just had enough DPS with the other 4. Oh, I'm dead. Never mind. You know, I don't want to be mean to, our 5th. It's just... Korfez is a very hard queue. It's arguably the hardest queue in the game, and we don't have what each team member needs to bring. They're dying as soon as they get into combat. It's not good. The team is not happy. That is for sure. I can't blame them. No. If you're still listening, I think you can heal the station with your protomatter if it gets damaged. I'm out for the next 20 seconds. We need control focus near the antenna of the space station, whatever it is. I can't hit anything there. I should have done this earlier. Should have had a warp at the start, honestly, after first phase, but... Have I tried the winter ship yet? No. No, I have not. The team is not happy. Yeah, that's my bad. I actually have done the daily for it in a day or two, so I need to go do the daily for it after this. This is rather annoying. I know. I should have grabbed... Oh. I should focus on this more than talking, but I should have picked you up. I'm sorry, Hippie. And to the rest of the team. Oh. There's a waste of buffs. Nah, that one got through. I'm not having much luck here. Remember to focus the torps if they come out, because if 4 of them get through, 4 or 5. How we did that, I don't know. I mean, I don't know Operation Gamma, it's just... Other people had to pick up the slack because we had one person in there that was nowhere, near ready for doing it. So that was a 17-minute 4-man Korfez. I mean, that's a pretty good run. Considering the situation we were in. I'd like to try this again in half an hour with a proper team. The DPS for each person is going to be different. I just hate to sound like a dick and all that. It's just, in other games, and, in situations like this, us having the one person would have been a guaranteed fail because they weren't, the one person that wasn't prepared for the queue. I know I'm going on a bit of a rant here, but that was a little frustrating. Definitely be doing this again in an hour, or half an hour. Vanity shield, I'm just using the Lucario rep shield. This isn't the vanity one, this is just the normal Lucario. I have no idea. I mean, no disrespect to Operation Gamma. That was just a frustrating experience for us because we were put in a queue. I just assumed based on where I called it out that it was people that understood the queue. And I'm gonna, pass along to Operation Gamma here, go read 10 forward series, all that stuff. Um, but don't jump in queues you're not ready for, please. Please don't. It's bad for your team, and it's bad for yourself. The very rare battery. I think that's reinforcements or fleet support. I think it's fleet support. The fleet support DOF pack is what I'm thinking. Let me beam down and check here quick. I died 8 times in that Korfez. Hello, Leo. Let's see, is it fleet offs? Fleet support? Yep, it's the fleet support. The decreased cooldown of batteries. That was a 17-minute Korfez. Let's look at the parse I have for it. Let me pull up display capture. Make sure it goes to the right thing. Right monitor. It always likes to swap over to one of my other monitors, and that gets rather annoying. So, 92 million total damage for me. Apollo. Well, the thing with Korfez is everyone's so far apart for most of it that you don't get a fully accurate parse for everyone on the team. Leo, I think I'll pass. I don't really bother with most of the ground stuff, and I don't have all the run cheese stuff that people run. Let's look at my heals. So 5 colony tac consoles on gave me 2.7k healing per second, essentially. Okay. Let's get the winter day today. You know, just a little bit of a break after that for Fez. Emergency weapon cycle has more value than just the minus weapon power cost. It's also really good for the firing cycle haste. Like, this firing cycle haste, your weapons are straight up doing like 20% more damage, essentially, because they're firing 20% faster. Like, an emergency weapon cycle should never be taken off if you are doing DPS things. I think you don't need built to last to counter the weapon emitter overcharge trait from the Juggernaut, because the trait doesn't do... It doesn't, like, drain your power drain. Especially with the, you still having the warp core on the spire core and all that, you're perfectly fine there. Like, no reason to... Yeah. You get the point. It's just something you don't need to drop. You're going to be losing DPS by dropping. And I need to remember to not hold the shift key while I'm talking. Get the rest of this, because so what is that? That's 7 more days. I guess just keep it there then. So if I keep doing this daily, I'll have the ship by next Friday. Or I can just burn some of the loba I have. I'm just gonna see if anything is sold on some of these other characters quick. Open a few lock boxes. I already opened 80 lock boxes. before I streamed, and unfortunately those were all a bit of a loss. Will there be a new free ship at the anniversary event? Of course, yeah. And they've pretty much, like on the stream they did this week, they leaked in a way that it's going to be another, like, scaling ship, it sounds like. For anyone that cares about that stuff. I should have went to my shuttle. Oops. The shuttle has the account bank right next to you. On the normal ship, you have to run back to get to the account bank. And the main ship takes a bit longer to load. The normal Jem'Hadar bridge, that is. So I believe I've resolved most of my network issues too, where my net was dropping out. I was talking to Brett, and Brett was saying that it's this, what was it? Buffer bloat. That was the issue, and I did some tests, and what I did is I just essentially put a cap on my upload speed and with the routers, so that should hopefully resolve the issue completely. Good night, Husker. So hopefully, though I've probably jinxed myself, hopefully there won't be any crashes. Season 75. It's not in 75. He PM'd me. He's probably watching the stream or something. Yeah, I got PM'd. I should have just brought Hippie in. Yeah, at least we finished it, and I will say, as you know, as rough as that was quite an interesting challenge. That was essentially a four-man HS or a four-man Korfez in 17 minutes. I honestly thought we were going to fail it. One more character, and then I'll open some lockboxes. Okay, I'm only going to be able to open a few. So I'm going to prioritize. I'm going to see if there's any, I might open some DOF packs first. Keys are on sale and they're going up in price. Oh look, that before I did that Korfez, some guy had won the Undying Nicor. The Undine Nicor, jeez, I can't talk. And he probably opened like 100 or something boxes to get that, and I opened 6 here, and I can get it from the T5 pack. That is a common drop from Infinity. If you have those old lock boxes, there is 0 point to open them. Just open Infinity. That's all you should ever open. You're wasting your money with anything else. I don't think I got a single DOF value out of that. So yeah, if people are still on in half an hour, well, it's going to be about 20 minutes now, definitely doing another Korfez. Cool. I imagine Apollo will want to go for another hippie. If you're still on, I imagine he'll probably want to get in there. That's a crit chance, okay. So this one crit chance off might actually make up most of the, I think I spent like 30 million on these packs. Yeah, makes up a good chunk of it. Korfez needs a lot more than 35k, I'm sorry. Is it 8 million? Am I not seeing it show up under the right thing? It's more than 8 mil. The cheapest crit chance one is that one I just posted at 24. You're looking at a minimum, bare minimum, if you want to actually contribute your part in the Korfez, you're looking at needing 100 to 150k in ISA. If you're using ISA DPS as the benchmark. Yeah, ideally, you know, if you want to have a really solid run, everyone's doing over 200k in ISA in there. But 35k, I'm sorry, that's just... That'd put us in a similar situation to what we were just dealing with in the last run. Like, Korfez is such a harder queue. Yeah, unfortunately, engineers are not good for endgame, like really high endgame content. That is an unfortunate issue with this game. Engineers have severe limitations. They're good for leveling up, but and getting used to the game, but actually playing very serious endgame stuff. Ugh. 200k on an engineer is possible if you're heavily investing in all of the min-max gear, but at the same time you're putting in all this effort on an engineer, you could get 200k on a tack with half the effort, I want to say. Like, let's take a look at the table here. Let me just pull this up. Okay, we're gonna ignore hell spawning here because that's a nanny run. All these top runs are nannies, with the exception of MP here, who's a hacker. But let's pull up Captain Class. Let's take a look at Psy first. What's Psy at right now? So the first non-nanny Psy is 251. Okay, but that's running an actual EPG build. I intentionally never invested in an engineer because engineers are not worth the investment. I have engineer characters. I have several of them, but I put them to the task of sitting in front of a security officer deterring contraband. Okay, so let's see. But let's count the number. Let's look at left-right ISAs, okay? Because left-right's going to be better for non-nanny. There are 2 engineers. Well, there's actually 3. Seb STO, he's an engineer, but he shows up as attack in the parser for some reason. We've tried to fix it, but he has issues still with it. There are 3 engineer players over 200k, including the one that I had mentioned doesn't show up here. Okay? So 3. How many sides are there? None. Okay. That's interesting. How many tacks? Okay. Let's count these. So there are 3 engineers over 200k compared to 44 tacticals. Hello, Mr. Corny. Yeah, there's a few size over 200. And there's 45 tac showing as over 200, but you gotta remember that Seb STO guy right here, 221, he's an engineer. It just don't show up in the parser correctly for some reason, so I'm subtracting the 1. So 44 actual tacticals over 200k compared to 3 engineers. Pretty much, yeah. It's really getting over 200k definitely puts you in the top 0.1% ish area, yeah, or 0.001. Yeah, I know, MB. You don't like left-right ISA. I know you like your 3-2s, but thank you for the follow. I can't pronounce names, and I'm not even going to attempt to mispronounce that. So I'll mispronounce every last bit of it. Yeah, let's look at HSE. How many tacks are over 200k? Is Seb in here? I don't see him. Oh no, there he is. Okay, so we'll minus one again because he's there at 208. So 32 tacks over 200k. How many size? 8. How many engineers? The one that's on the tack table. that's yeah, I think that says a lot there. And just to go over how he even got those numbers, he has Seb STO there. He's literally got like billions and billions of EC worth of gear invested on that engineer. He's flying a juggernaut on the engineer, okay? That ship by itself is going to run you $150 to $200. It's crazy. Now, I need to go AFK for a minute or two here. If you have any questions about this, go ahead and type them, but I will be back in just a few. Okay, I'm back. Um, why are people spending 150 to 200 on a single ship? It's, it's various reasons. People have the in-game assets. That's just the real world equivalent to how much they cost. And, some people have the assets in-game just to buy these right outright, but for others, they have no issue tossing, the money right in to get it. And yeah, I mean, you have people like I've went out and I've bought ships that cost that much using in-game currency. Of course, I'm not spending that much real money on a ship in the game to just get a trait or a console that they want or something. People will do that. But let's see. I think my cooldown's done for Korfez, and I need to beat this guy now in DPS under fire at some point. Yeah, go for the kill is the most notable. People will spend a billion EC just for that trait because it buffs rapid fire so much. Gives you the ability to have constant uptime on your cannon rapid fire. Yes. Use that excuse, MB. Terrible. But yeah, if you're like wanting to get into serious DPS stuff at endgame, and you're still doing like that 30-35, I mean, you're at the point where you haven't even really got into it. Like compared to how much some of this stuff can cost. So you're lucky to be early on in your your DPS journey, I guess you could say, because you're at the point still where making attack is not going to be as much of a pain. Pedal to the metal is a bad trait. So the issue with pedal to the metal is you have to be at full throttle for it to stay up, and or near full throttle, and that is just a very big no. If you have to be at full speed all of the time, essentially, you are going to throw off your weapons uptime on targets. So you're going to lose DPS using it. I don't have the Gamma turret. Or the Gamma Omni. If I had the Gamma Omni, I would be running the MAS. I'd drop my TAC team. In fact, I'm still dropping my TAC team because I can see it interrupting my firing cycles. So I'll just do distributed targeting. Actually, let's go with this. Actually, these guys are using mine, so let's do evade target lock. Fez off cooldown? Okay. Apollo's not on. Oh. In the past 7 years that I've been playing, nearly 6 or 7, I believe the total I've spent is near $1,100 or $1,200 now, over 6 or 7 years, which is a significant amount of money. But some people, some people spend so much more. You'll have people putting that in every month. Trying to move the real-time parser over, but it's not letting me push it down all the way to the bottom here. I'm trying to move the actual, I have to have it overlaid on top of the STO window when I'm not in display capture, so sometimes there's two when I do go to display capture, but just trying to move this down a little. That should be it. There we go. Yeah, but the thing is a lot of the people that are spending money like that, they've already got, a really crazy good PC. It's for me, I've got a decent PC. It's got a 5960X in it now, 1080 Ti. I'm a college student, but instead of going out and drinking, and all that like some do, I just spent it on a PC and bought better parts over time. And we'll only have to pay some of it back after I graduate. Okay. I guess we don't have all the same people on, so I'll just put in a call for three more. Network and telecommunications. Yeah, I'm in a program for networking related stuff. We've got a ton of data centers around here, a ton of telecommunication companies, so it's a pretty open field. It can be various things. You know, um, I could specialize off of the degree going into different. Like if I wanted to focus data center, there's classes I can take to specialize. For positions in data centers, stuff like that. If I want to go out and be the person going out, fixing any fiber issues or anything like that, I could specialize do that. But I'm leaning more towards the data center side of things. I mean, that's it's going to depend. I'd say based on what I've heard from others, 50, 60 is not uncommon after a few years. And where I live, I'm in Iowa, so the cost of living is so much cheaper compared to most other places in the country. Compared to like larger states like California and New York, it's so much cheaper here. The program I'm currently in is just a 2-year program. It's just the general associates really for it. A big part of it is going in and getting the certificates on the side. So my goal for the first half of next year is get my CCNA. Like I've already taken Cisco 1. There's 4 classes to get ready for the CCNA, but I can't get to all 4, so I'm gonna have to do some studying by myself to get the rest of it down. But then I'm gonna be going for like Security Plus some point next year, Network Plus, the A Plus from CompTIA, all those. So it's the program I'm in is like getting the knowledge through the school itself, but also helping you get the certificates, which is a big thing that I'm going to be doing next year. I just somewhat wish that I had done it sooner. I could always go on to get my bachelor's later, but I already have like a general liberal arts associate that I got before I started this associate program, because honestly, right after high school, I didn't know what the hell I wanted to do. I mean, I knew I wanted to do something in IT, and I knew that I'd probably end up going for a bachelor's at some point, so I just did that liberal arts associates, and then I found a program that I liked, and the one I'm currently in, the networking one, and I might go for the bachelor's afterwards, but at this point, I think the program I'm in right now with all the certificates should be more than enough. When did I did my high school? What? I don't even remember what year I finished high school. I missed like the entire last semester of my senior year because I was just really sick. So I had to go and just take a few more classes later on to actually get my diploma, to actually graduate. I'm gonna spam MB with invites. He's already in. Terrible. No, I'm trying to think. I think I graduated 2014 from high school because, oh, sorry, I hit my mic there. So I got sick really bad. It ended up being an environmental factor because the place we were living at had something in the vents that was really messing with me. So I ended up being sick for most of the final semester in high school, my senior year. We ended up moving to a larger town. Um, I finished my high school there. Like I spent a semester doing some online classes, and that was all I needed, really. So I ended up doing that, and instead of graduating in spring of 2014, I graduated in fall of 2014 at a different school in a different city. We need one more for Fez. Hippie, are you here? Oh, okay. I guess I'll put it in 75 again, because we're not getting a fifth anywhere else. Okay. I just find the FPS in this game so weird. I'm at render scale 5, okay? I go back to render scale 1. I'm at 82, 90 FPS, okay? Right around 90. Render scale 2. Same FPS. Render scale 3. It starts to drop a little, but it's still around 90. Render scale 4. It drops to 60. Render scale 5. It's around 40. It's just the FPS in this game is just so weird. Yeah, the timeline stabilizer is pretty good, but I mean, you could try Domino if you have it. Any DPS console, really. I mean, I don't know every console you have on. So you're running Polaron. Um, really, whatever console you want. Okay, everyone's ready. You could do, if you don't have it on, the Lucari rep console, the piezoelectric focuser, gamma rep ordnance accelerator. Those both buff Polaron damage, and they have a set bonus that buffs Polaron even more. But Domino's a solid option for sure if you have it. If you don't have Domino, I don't know, you could really, it's any other DPS console you could think of, or survivability, and anything works. It is the top DPS ship in the game right now for energy weapon DPS. Are you talking about Scatter Volley? What do you mean by SV? You pretty much keep the build the same for Scatter Volley. I mean, you don't need to run the Fall because you're not running preferential targeting with Scatter Volley. So you can run anything else there. The Vaadwaur Astica used to be really popular for the trait, but the console on it isn't that impressive, and the trait on it isn't that great anymore. It's a decent chip, it's just not as big as it once was. The Manasseh is a decent escort, but the issue is that some of those were some of the first block box and low buy tier 6 ships, and compared to newer options, they're limited in some aspects. I'm going. Just protect this line of ships. Oh, we lost one ship. Ouch. You can get 200k in almost any ship if you're a good pilot. Like, there are some ships, sure, that are bad, but if you're a good pilot, you can make many things work that should not work. Yeah. They'll type some in chat, but there's many solid ships, but really, if you're a good pilot, you can make most of them hit high numbers. There's too much focus on the right side. We need people to break up a little. We got it. I don't know, I feel like that might be bugged because we had how many get through on the first wave and there's only like 15, so the math, it's sort of bugged. Oh. Okay then. We both just got one shot there. I'm dead. I can't get out of this. Focus the torps. I'm going after this right one. There we go. No, thank you for DGE. Ouch. Okay. Warhammer, I think you might need to repair there a little bit, buddy. That was a very smooth run, for the most part. Yes, sub-nukes are not fun to fight against. BBB, if you want to buy ships, I mean, you can just buy promo packs and sell those and get EC. You are putting your own account at risk, with any of those gold seller sites. I can't endorse anything like that, obviously. But if you want to use your Zen to get EC, you buy the promo packs. So I know most people watching this probably know, but I'll just go over this again. I've went over this on videos before and numerous times on Reddit. So this 10-pack of Master Keys, $11.25 basically, okay? This gets you 40 million EC. 41 right now, actually. 41, okay. 41 million for $11.25. This R&D 4-pack, which is currently running with the Infinity promotion, this promotion part's the important thing. This is $10, or 1,000 Zen, and it gets you 60 million EC. So a lot of people go for these keys, even though this right here is cheaper and will get you more EC. There's no sale on keys right now. There's a Zen bonus thing, though, if you want to buy Zen. There's too many risks, with any of the gold selling stuff. I don't know how Cryptic enforces the stuff, but like you are taking the risk on your own, basically. I can't tell you anything because I've never used sites like that. I've never had to. The gold selling sites are just run by other players or groups in the game. And as you know, when Cryptic finds out, they ban them. It's simple as that. It's like EG Pal. They had a fleet in the game. Do you think that Cryptic didn't know about that fleet? No. They were having people join the fleet to get their EC. Every transaction in a fleet bank is logged. So Cryptic can monitor that fleet. They can let it run for a little bit. Not only when they actually do bans do they get, EG Pal, they then can get anyone who, bought EC from them. Because there's a solid recorded history of who, did what in the fleet bank. Like, let me see. It's not working great here for me, but if I go to the fleet bank, I can access the logs and look at who withdrew what or deposited what. It's a risk you take, and if Cryptic catches you, you're screwed. Hippie, it's really hard to say. Realistically, you're just going to be seeing, 6% more crit chance? I mean, a ROM alien's always going to be something nice to have, but you already have so much invested in your Fed You know, you're in a similar boat as a few other people, and you'd be able to get a little bit more DPS on the ROM alien, but do you really want to have to grind everything back out again? You know, spend all that? I mean, you already have most of what you would need to do it. But the Juggernaut on your Fed would also really help you a ton DPS wise. I mean, Tenor's using his Fed tack and still doing competitive DPS at a very high level. I mean, there's plenty of Fed tacks doing absurdly good DPS. Being a Romulan is nice, but, you know, when we're talking about these 400k runs, being that Romulan might only be getting you like 20, 30k. It's a nice bonus, of course. I mean, I don't know the exact number, but I don't think you're all the content in this game, I don't think you really have to worry about it. I mean, if you want to compete even higher on the DPS tables, then RomTac for sure, but I don't know. It's really hard to say an exact number. We don't have everyone here. Apollo just said 10 minutes, right? Yeah, I'm not on a Romulan. I'm just a normal Romulan tack. I have 9 traits. And I should have been running pseudo submission. Well, it's hippie. It's not like, you know, before the Juggernaut where the scimitar, you know, was so dominant. I mean, there's so many other ships competitive now. And with the Juggernaut, you know, flat out beats the scimitar DPS wise. I mean, the Juggernaut on your Fed's gonna do very well. I mean, the difference is really 6% crit chance, essentially. That's what this boils down to. Do you want 6% more crit chance? Yeah, a little bit of severity. I forget the exact number. What is it? So are you gonna spend billions of EC and all that to gain 6% crit chance and 15 severity? Why intense focus? 6% shield pen. Yeah. You can run Kentari, but Kentari doesn't help you in, you know, some of these elite queues. Kentaris are more useful, you know, outside of that. If you have the assets, go for it. Spam a bunch of research assignments during the XP event next week. You'll be leveled up, have all spec trees within a few days. That's what I do whenever I want a new character. And yeah, BVB, you're always taking a risk there, and that is a very serious risk. You're placing your entire account at risk with them. Is everyone here in this queue group? These are Romulan Superior Operative Bridge Officers. If you're a Federation Klingon, you can get them from your Fleet Embassy on the Rare Male Tactical Bridge Officers. Those are the only ones you can get that have the Superior Romulan Operative trait. If you're a Romulan, you can get a full crew of Bridge Officers with this trait. Let's just do direct entry. Jeez. That's pretty crazy, hippie. He's off doing his own stream, I believe. Okay, everyone's ready. What traits am I running? I can link you to the build video I have for this, because I don't have time to go over them all right here before this HSE. There's a video going over the builds I run on the Juggernaut. The traits will be in there somewhere. That was weird to fly in. I had the render scale set up differently and the set region FOV set to really low. So everything seems so much bigger. Me swap instances, get closer to ESD. Like, look at how close or how much larger ESD looks. You know, compared to your normal, like default's 55. You can also zoom out really far. But 15's the closest you can get. Stuff's scale, the scaling of everything, it looks more like what you would expect from Star Trek, I guess. Makes some things seem appropriately sized. Yeah, multiple builds on one ship. Yeah, the sometimes the loadout system actually works, you know, but most of the time it, as you know, does not. Stop holding that shift. I know, I gotta stop. I don't even mean to, and like in combat it's bad. I know. I need to get a different key set up for push to talk. It's my bad. Yes, good evening. That's pretty unlucky there, Hippie. I've seen that happen though. I'm on scatter volley for first phase, so I should do more DPS. I'm just curious. Like, I'm at render scale 4, okay? The resolution is 4 times what I normally am, and my FPS is the exact same. There is no what is it? There's nothing here. You're blocking my FPS. My FPS limit frame rate is off. I don't have G-Sync enabled on. If it was, the only monitor I have that has G-Sync hurts, so I don't get it. I'm doing this HSE at render scale 4. Let's see how it goes. It's terrible, Brett. It hurts my version. BVB. That's terrible. I like to do damage, and I know torps would make it so I don't get killed by feedback pulse, but using torpedoes would also mean that killing the queen would take much longer due to their ineffective damage output. If torps were a viable option for DPS, I would use them, but you know, unfortunately, Cryptic has given torps and mines the shaft. And Brett, I have to say thank you. Your solution has so far worked very well. Um, I have had very little issues, with dropped frames. The only issues I've had is because I was an idiot and didn't realize that I was still on a VPN when I started the stream, so I've been connected to some place in Atlanta now for the last for the entire stream. So oh, my FPS counter just disappeared when I did that. So I'm getting 120, 130 frames here with the HUD off. Terrible. Korfez is off cooldown too. I mean, MB, isn't Fez fun? Okay, then I guess we'll do another HSE or two, including this one here, and then I'm gonna end the stream because I have other things to go deal with. Yes, DGE is fun, but nobody else wants to do DGE. Dinner the Gauntlet. they all hate it very much. It's terrible. So I'm going to avoid the spheres, hit this front tack cube, go to that one, then push back. And it's what I should actually be doing if I were a proper team player. Instead, I keep going after all these grouped up spheres because they give so much DPS. Oh, our Sai was dead. Rip. Okay, I've got some stuff to go deal with, and these runs are just getting worse and worse, so I think I'm just going to call it here and go deal with what I need to go deal with. So thank you everyone for watching. I'll be streaming for sure next Friday, but I might do some streams here or there when I'm doing other like games or something. So I might have something sooner, but with Christmas being next week, I don't know. Friday for sure. Yeah, these runs have been rough. It's been a bit of a different Elite experience so far today. So thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you all next Friday.